US 165, yeah! In this video, I will be displaying the OpenStreetMap data about US Route 165 as it runs from North Little Rock, Arkansas toward Iowa, Louisiana, and the places in between that we go. The general trajectory of 165 starts fairly similarly to 65 as they both go from northwest to southeast within Arkansas, but 165 does not go nearly to the Mississippi River the way that US 65 gets to do. So instead, what we were actually doing on 165 is we tend to go from central Arkansas to southeast Arkansas and then into Louisiana. We stay west of 65 this entire time, and then our eventual goal is to get toward the south by southwest toward, I believe, Alexandria. This is after, I think, Mer Rouge, which is 165 and 425, which I can expect to talk about in a future video. I have also thought of 49, just in case you were wondering, and I've always thought those two were confusing to me, but 425 is in a future video. 165 is the current focus of this video. South of Alexandria, we do continue past US 190, and the ultimate goal, again, I think it's regular US 90 in Iowa, Louisiana. I-O-W-A, they do not say Iowa, they say Iowa, Louisiana. We're not there yet, and a lot of 165 is already going to be in an east-west directionality anyway, so it's quite a while until we get to the Louisiana line, because we alternate between north-south, east-west, and diagonal directionalities within the state of Arkansas, with an ultimate south and eastward trend before it becomes a south and westward trend for Louisiana. Can be very confusing at times, but that is just how US Route 165 works. Now, don't be surprised if you also think of US 167, because it and 165 have very similar circumstances in both the states of Arkansas and Louisiana, and because of how many of the spurs exist in both states. Eventually, I will think about 171, 271, and 371. That's just how complicated the road network is for US numbered highways in those states. Even in Texas and Oklahoma sometimes. But Louisiana and Arkansas, absolutely. Those are the two states that US 165 goes through. And we do continue on a southeastward trajectory until roughly the Louisiana state line. You can already see, so that's McGee is how we say that name that we just passed by. We continue southeast, in general southeast, but it does become more southwest when we get into the state of Louisiana. Can be very confusing again, but that's just how it is. If you compare this route to 167, 167 is more of a due north, due south route and covers up to Ash Flat, Arkansas, well to the north on 62 and 412 of what US 70 does at the northern end of 165 in the state of Arkansas. Also, now that's Montrose, that's US 82. US 82 is very close to the Louisiana state line. Strangely enough, we're north of US 80 at the point that we see US 82. 80 is actually in Louisiana, while 82 is in Arkansas. This oddity is the vast majority of US 82, especially west of Montgomery, Alabama, and including, if we even count the old US 80 alignment along or close to I-20 or whatnot, it's still south of 82. 82 is really a rule follower in Alabama and Georgia, if anything. Now in Louisiana, we continue US 165 southbound and will approach many of the US routes talked about earlier, including 425, eventually, this is on the way to Bastrop, Louisiana, and then 167 is one that we will hit in Alexandria. We will eventually hit 190, and then regular 90 is Iowa, Louisiana. I think I've already talked about the vast majority of 165, so if you know of any corrections you can make for my US 165 stream, especially south of Mer Rouge, please tell me in the comments. And, yeah. enjoy the rest of the video, and hope you have a great time learning about the route the rest of the way on 165 using OpenStreetMap data. Thanks for watching to the end of this video stream. If you like the US 165 content and you think you are interested in other US highways, state highways, interstates, and other road types, please check in the comments, like, share, subscribe, and hack the YouTube algorithm. And thanks for watching. Until next time, signing out.